Welcome, dear lovers of mystery. Today we travel back 500 years, high into the peaks of the Andes Mountains, to a world wrapped in clouds and silence, a civilization whose cities touched the sky, whose kings were called the Sons of the Sun, and whose faith, in the end, became their greatest curse. This is the story of the lost Inca civilization, a kingdom whose fall remains one of history's greatest enigmas. In the 15th century, while Europe was still drowning in the smoke of the Middle Ages, a strange and powerful civilization was rising among the mountains of South America. The empire of the Incas. They had no iron. They didn't even know the wheel. And yet, their roads stretched for thousands of miles, carved through mountains, linked by bridges and stone stairways that seemed built for the gods themselves. Their capital, Cusco, was known as the navel of the world, an empire so vast that nearly 10 million people lived under the name of the sun. The Incas believed their emperor, the Sapa Inca, was no ordinary man, but the son of the sun god Inti himself. He was more than a ruler. He was a living god. Every decision followed signs from the heavens. Every harvest began with prayers to the sun. No one went hungry. No one was left alone, because the Incas believed if even one person suffers, the sun itself will turn away. That faith, that unity, made them one of the most extraordinary civilizations on Earth. Their architecture still amazes modern science. Machu Picchu, that mysterious city perched on the Andean cliffs, was built with stones so perfectly fitted together, you can't even slide a piece of paper between them, and they did it without steel tools. The Incas fused nature and science in perfect harmony. Their farms climbed the mountains in terraces, each level growing a different crop, perfectly adapted to altitude and climate. Even when the weather changed, their people never starved. They lived in golden order, guided by discipline and faith. A civilization bathed in sunlight, strong, spiritual, and self-sufficient. But every dream has its nightmare. The year was 1532. From across the ocean came a Spanish adventurer named Francisco Pizarro, leading just 168 soldiers, men wearing shining armor, riding thunderous horses, carrying weapons that spat fire, and bringing with them something far deadlier: smallpox. At first, the Incas thought these men were divine messengers. Their armor gleamed, their guns roared, their horses, animals the Incas had never seen, seemed otherworldly. But soon, they realized the truth. These men were not gods. They were here for one thing: gold and power. At that very moment, the Inca Empire was already breaking apart. Their great king, Huayna Capac, had died, killed by the smallpox virus the Europeans had brought. His two sons, Atahualpa and Huascar, were locked in a brutal civil war for the throne. Brother fought against brother. The once united empire began to crumble from within. And Pizarro, he saw his opportunity. Pizarro invited Atahualpa to a meeting, a friendly gathering. The Inca king arrived in royal splendor, but it was all a trap. The Spanish soldiers ambushed him, took him prisoner, and Atahualpa, desperate to save his life, made a deal. "I will fill this room with gold," he said, "and twice over with silver." He kept his promise. The gold came, the silver came, but the Spanish never kept theirs. They killed the king, and with that, the Inca people's faith shattered. If the son of the sun could die, then where was the sun itself? That question broke their spirit more than any sword ever could. The Incas tried to resist, but it was too late. Disease, exhaustion, and despair consumed their once mighty nation. By 1572, the last Inca ruler, Tupac Amaru, was captured and executed, and with his death, the Empire of the Sun was no more. Historians say the fall of the Incas wasn't caused by Spanish conquest alone. It was a triple tragedy: civil war that tore the empire apart, foreign diseases that wiped out their people, and blind faith that kept them from seeing the danger until it was too late. Even so, their story teaches us something timeless. The true strength of a civilization isn't measured in gold, but in unity, wisdom, and belief. Stand among the ruins of Machu Picchu, and you can almost hear the stones whisper. We were never lost. We are only silent. The Incas are gone, but their spirit still drifts through the mountain air, through the sunlight, through the pages of history that remind us. The same light of faith that builds civilizations can one day destroy them too. If this story intrigued you, subscribe to History's Hidden Vault. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new journey into the past. Stay curious, stay inspired. Until next time, goodbye.